Usually when Plants vs. Zombies plush sets were made, they were either made by a bootleg company like Linkson or an officially licensed company like WorldMax. But today we're going to be looking at a promotional plush set made by Popcap themselves. So with that said, welcome to a look at the Popcap Promotional Plants vs. Zombies plush set. Let's start off with the first plush in the set, which is the Walnut. Now, one thing to note about all these plushes is that they're really small and they're more like keychains instead of actual plushes. So yeah, if you do plan on getting any of these plushes, they are very small, so just keep that in mind when getting them. But yeah, overall, I would say that they actually did a pretty good job making the Walnut plush because, well, it's a pretty simplistic character to make a plush of. But yeah, overall, they got all the details correct and all the details were nicely stitched on the plush. The only really bad thing about the plush is that the inside of the eyes are made out of a felt material, so they could collect debris and dust and get damaged, but besides that, the rest of the plush is actually pretty good. And the only really inaccuracies about this plush is that the eyes are made out of a bad material and also it's too small. But besides that, I would definitely recommend getting this plush if you can find it on eBay or Mercari. It sells for around like $30 usually because these plushes are kind of rare nowadays. Now let's move on to the next plush in the set, which is the Sunroom. Now just like the Walnut, I would say that they did a pretty good job making the Sunroom plush. Also, something cool about this plush is that we have this photo with tons of Sunshrooms in it. The reason why we have this photo is because it's from a video from the inside of the PopCap office and they had tons of Sunshrooms. They also have a few other plushes from this set that also have tons of them made. And it's pretty cool to basically see where these plushes were like manufactured and to see like tons of them in a row. But yeah, besides that cool looking image, the plush overall is pretty good. All the embroidery is accurate and it's overall made out of a pretty good material, holds up pretty well. But obviously it's smaller than all other plushes basically made by any other company, so these will stick out in your collection because, well, they'll be a lot smaller than any other plush. Also, it seems like the quality control on some of these weren't the best because some are really skinny and others are really wide, so it just kind of depends on quality control if you could get a good looking plush or a bad looking plush in this set. But if you could find like a version that looks pretty good and didn't have bad quality control, then I would definitely recommend getting it. You could find it on like eBay or Mercari for around $30 to $40, depending on the condition of it. And also onto the only zombie in this set and the final plush in this set. Yeah, this set's actually really small, being the zombie. Now instead of just being a normal zombie plush, it's actually just the head of the zombie. And well, just like others, it's really small. It's around the same size as the Walnut. But even though this plush is really small, they got all the details correct, and usually with plushes that are really small, they have to cram all the details in. It doesn't really load that good, but unlike this plush, they actually did a pretty good job with it. The wrinkles on the head look a bit crammed together, but overall they look pretty good still, and all the rest of the embroidery on details are pretty good. The inside of the mouth though and the eyes are made out of a felt material, so it could like dust and debris and it could get easily damaged. Also, just like the Sunroom, it seems to have really bad quality control because some could be really wide, others could be really skinny, and the eyes could just be really far apart sometimes and looking in opposite directions. So it's kind of just like luck based that you find a good one because, well, some of them look really good and others look really bad. Also, on the mouth, sometimes the teeth are like disconnected from the mouth and look like they're in the middle of the mouth because, well, on some versions of this plus, the mouth doesn't have the correct shape and it's too big for the teeth, so it looks like the teeth are like falling out of the mouth. But besides these bad details, it's overall still a pretty good plush, and it just seems that these plushes were really highly produced and they didn't have really the best quality control because, as you can see here, there's just like tons of them being produced here. So yeah, it seems really the only bad part about this plush is that the quality control is really bad on it. But besides that, if you could find a good looking version of each of these plushes, I would definitely recommend getting them on like eBay or Mercari, and they sell all for around $30 to $40. But yeah, which plush in this set is your favorite? Mine's probably the zombie head, but comment down below yours, and yeah, have a great day.